Hello, and a very warm welcome. My name is Hostname, and I've spent my entire career right at that fascinating intersection of hospitality and technology. I've really seen firsthand how the right tools can completely transform things, not just for our guests, but for the daily lives of our hotel staff. So I'm truly excited to share some of what I've learned with all of you today, as we explore how you, as the next generation of hospitality leaders, can guide your teams through technological change with real confidence and empathy. So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to tackle the core challenge, that very real fear of tech. Then we'll work on reframing our mindset towards augmentation. After that, I'll introduce you to a really powerful change management tool called ADKR. Then we'll see how it actually works in practice. And finally, we'll look at what it takes to build a truly future-ready team. All right, let's dive right in. We have to start by confronting the most common and immediate obstacle you're going to face as a leader when you introduce any new technology. This right here, this single sentence. It's not just a soundbite, is it? It's a genuine concern that lives in the minds of so many of your team members. You know, this phrase really gets to the heart of a deep-seated fear that a lot of employees feel when they hear about AI. They worry that the personal touch they provide, that incredible care they take, is somehow going to be devalued. They worry that their skills won't matter anymore, and ultimately that they'll lose their jobs. So, what's our job as leaders? Well, the very first thing we have to do is not to dismiss this fear, but to really understand it and to address it head on. And that all begins with a huge shift in how we talk and even think about technology's role in our hotels. The crucial thing here is to reframe the entire conversation. We have to stop talking about replacement and start talking about augmentation. Think about it. A chatbot handling basic room service orders doesn't replace your front desk agent. No way. It frees them up to have a real, meaningful conversation with a guest about the best local restaurants. It enhances their role. And this really gets to the core of it all. The true luxury in hospitality, what we're really selling, isn't automation. It's genuine human interaction. So by letting technology handle all that tedious, repetitive work, the inventory checks, the data entry, we empower our teams to do what they do best, create absolutely unforgettable experiences for our guests. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? That's the philosophy. But how do you actually make it happen on the ground? How do you guide your teams from a place of fear to a place of empowerment? Well, you need a practical, proven, and structured model. So let me introduce you to ADKAR. It's a wonderfully simple yet incredibly powerful tool that focuses on the individual's journey through change. It's built on a simple truth. For any big change to succeed, every single person involved has to move through these 5 distinct phases. Think of ADKR as your step-by-step roadmap for change. It's not about just installing some new software and hoping for the best. It's about building understanding, creating motivation, teaching the right skills, giving people the chance to practice, and then celebrating the success to make sure this new way of working actually sticks. All right, that's the theory. But what does this actually look like on the hotel floor, day in and day out? Let's walk through this framework in a real hotel setting, and let's really focus on those critical first steps: building awareness and creating desire. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with honesty. Your team needs to hear the real why behind the change, and they need to hear it directly from you. If you're implementing a new system, for example, you have to clearly explain how it's going to reduce errors, streamline check-ins, and ultimately give everyone more time to focus on guests. That's how you build a foundation of trust. And now for the most critical step. Awareness is about the hotel's needs, sure, but desire is all about their needs. You have to answer that one question that every single employee is thinking, even if they don't say it out loud. What's in it for me? This is where you make it personal. An AI-optimized schedule isn't just about efficiency for the hotel. For a housekeeper, it means a more logical room sequence, less backtracking down long hallways, and feeling less physically exhausted at the end of a very long shift. That's a real tangible benefit. See how this works? By showing this direct personal benefit, you start to get genuine buy-in. Answering the same questions about the Wi-Fi password all day is draining. When a chatbot takes that on, your front desk team is elevated. They're no longer just transaction processors. They're true experience curators. That's not a threat. That's a promotion. Okay, so your team has the knowledge and the ability to use the new tools, but you're not done yet, not even close. The final, and you could argue the most important step, is to make the change stick by reinforcing all the positive outcomes and embedding this new way of thinking right into your culture. You absolutely have to celebrate the wins. When that new system is up and running and your guest satisfaction scores jump from, say, 75 to 90%, like you see here, you have to share that data, make it visible. Show the team that their hard work and their willingness to adapt led directly to a better guest experience. And when your team sees these kinds of tangible results, it validates the entire effort. It transforms technology from something to be feared into a powerful tool for their own personal and professional growth. And that's how you create a culture where people are actually enthusiastic about learning the next new thing. Ultimately, this isn't about just one piece of software. It's about building a culture of continuous learning and adaptation. So the real question for you as a future leader is this: how are you going to lead your team into this new future? Because it's up to you to embrace this change with a clear, empathetic plan. By leading with a human-centric framework like ADKAR, you can build a team that doesn't just survive in this new era of hospitality, it will absolutely thrive in it. Thank you.